Every morning before your feet even hit the ground, a battle begins. Your life is shaped by the conversations happening inside your head, whether you realize it or not. Every morning, before the world even touches you, your mind is already speaking. Sometimes it's encouraging. Most of the time, it's brutal. It tells you you're not ready. It reminds you of every mistake you've made. It whispers that today will be just like yesterday. And if you don't take control of that conversation, those thoughts become the blueprint for your entire day. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher king of Rome, faced wars, plagues, betrayal. Yet every morning he started by preparing his mind for battle. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Think about that. The most powerful man in the world didn't wake up scrolling through gossip or chasing distraction. He woke up training his thoughts because he knew that if he lost the war inside, he'd lose every other battle too. And here's the truth most people ignore. Negative thinking doesn't just ruin your mood, it rewires your brain. Neuroscience confirms what the Stoics already knew. Repeated thoughts create neural pathways, and those pathways shape your identity. That means every time you let fear, anger, or regret run wild, you're literally training your brain to be weaker, more anxious, more reactive. But here's the good news. You can rewire it back. You can train your mind to be calm under pressure, focused in chaos, and unshakable, no matter what life throws at you. If you've been living in constant overthinking, if you feel like your mind has been attacking you, this is your turning point. But I have to warn you, these laws are not soft. They require discipline. They demand practice. They will challenge the way you've been living, but if you commit, if you stick with this until the end, you will come out stronger, calmer, and more in control than ever before. Before we start, hit that like button to tell yourself you're ready for change. Drop this in the comments. I am stronger than my negative thoughts. Subscribe if you're serious about building an unshakable mind. And most importantly, don't just watch this. Study it, apply it, live it, because today isn't just another day. Today is the day you take back your mind. Number 1. I am stronger than my negative thoughts. Your first battle every morning is not with the world. It's with yourself. Before you face your boss, your emails, or the chaos outside, you face your mind. And let's be honest, sometimes your mind can feel like an enemy. The moment you wake up, thoughts start firing like arrows. I don't want to get up. This is too hard. Today is going to be stressful. If you let those thoughts run unchecked, they will run your life. But here's the truth you need to tattoo onto your brain. You are not your thoughts. Your thoughts are just mental weather. They come and go, sunny one moment, stormy the next. But you are the sky, vast, clear, unshaken. Epictetus, the Stoic teacher, said, "Men are disturbed not by things, but by the views which they take of them." In other words, it's not reality that upsets you. It's the meaning you attach to it. And here's where your power lies. You get to choose which thoughts you believe, which ones you ignore, and which ones you turn into fuel. Every morning, plant this phrase deep into your mind. I am stronger than my negative thoughts. Say it out loud. Say it like you mean it. Because it's true. You don't have to believe every lie your brain tells you. You don't have to follow every fearful idea. You don't have to ride every wave of anxiety. Instead, you pause. You breathe. You observe your mind like a wise general surveying the battlefield. And then you choose. You choose the thoughts that make you stronger, calmer, and more focused. When you remind yourself of this, something powerful happens. You stop being a prisoner of your mind and start being its commander. You move from reactive to proactive. You build mental muscle that makes you unshakable. So tomorrow morning, when those negative thoughts come rushing in, don't fight them. Outlast them. Let them pass like clouds. And stand tall in the middle of it all, repeating the truth. I am stronger than my negative thoughts. They do not control me. I control me. That single declaration can set the tone for your entire day, turning chaos into clarity, fear into focus, and doubt into unshakable confidence. Number 2. Today, I choose action over excuses. Most people let excuses run their entire life. I'm too tired. I'll start tomorrow. I don't feel like it right now. And every time you give in to one of those excuses, you are training yourself to be weaker. You are literally teaching your brain that comfort matters more than growth, that hesitation matters more than progress. The Stoics refused to live this way. They didn't wait to feel ready. They didn't wait for the perfect moment or perfect motivation. They acted. Seneca wrote, "Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity." And preparation is built one hard decision at a time. Every morning before the day gets away from you, you make a vow to yourself. Today I choose action. Not tomorrow, not when it's convenient, not when you magically feel motivated. Today, right now. This is how you build real self-respect, by keeping promises to yourself, by proving to yourself that you can do hard things even when you don't feel like it. That first step might be small, getting out of bed immediately, going for that morning run, starting that task you've been avoiding. But it is a declaration of war against laziness. And it matters more than you think. Action creates momentum. Momentum creates identity. Every time you take action, you are casting a vote for the kind of person you want to be. You are saying, I am someone who moves forward. I am someone who gets things done. I am someone who refuses to be ruled by excuses. This is the hidden power of action. It silences the endless debate inside your head. Because when you act, there's no more room for overthinking, no more room for procrastination. You replace hesitation with movement, doubt with discipline, fear with focus. And yes, it will be uncomfortable. That is exactly why it's powerful. Comfort never made anyone great. Comfort never forged strength. If you want to grow, you have to lean into discomfort, not run from it. So tomorrow morning, when your brain offers you an excuse, when it whispers, "Not today," smile and choose action anyway. Even if it's uncomfortable, especially if it's uncomfortable. Push through the resistance, because on the other side of that resistance is pride, power, and progress. Remember, your future self is watching the choice you make today. Choose action. Choose to do the work that moves you closer to the life you want. Because excuses may feel safe in the moment, but action is what will build the life you dream of. Number 3. I can only control my response. Here is one of the most powerful truths in Stoicism. You cannot control the world, but you can control how you respond to it. Life will throw things at you that you didn't ask for: delays, disappointments, disrespect, and disasters. And most people waste their life trying to control the uncontrollable. But Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength that is the very definition of freedom. When you remind yourself every morning that your response is your choice, you stop being a victim of circumstances and start being the master of your inner world. You stop giving rude people the ability to ruin your day. You stop letting traffic, weather, or unexpected setbacks dictate your emotions. The world loses its power over you because you have already chosen your response before the challenge even arrives. This is what the Stoics practiced every day. They prepared their mind for life. They knew storms would come, so they built their shelter in advance. Every morning, you can do the same. You can say, today, no matter what happens, I will choose calm. I will choose clarity. I will choose strength. That doesn't mean you won't feel anger or frustration. Those emotions may come, but you will not be their prisoner. You will observe them, breathe, and respond with wisdom. Imagine how much energy you would save if you stopped fighting things outside your control. Imagine the peace you would feel if you stopped trying to bend reality to your will and instead focused on mastering yourself. This is not weakness. This is the highest form of strength, the strength to stay unshaken in a shaking world. Your power is in your response. Your growth is in your response. Your future is being shaped right now by how you respond to what life gives you. So start your day with this truth. Say it out loud if you have to. I can only control my response. And then live it. Because the moment you do, life stops feeling like a constant fight, and it starts feeling like a training ground. One where every obstacle is just another opportunity to sharpen your discipline, your patience, and your power. Number 4, I will not be ruled by emotions. Your first emotional reaction is almost always irrational. Anger flares before you even think. Fear spikes before you know why. Anxiety rises before anything bad has even happened. But here's where Stoicism becomes a superpower. It teaches you to pause. Seneca wrote, "We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more in imagination than in reality." Most of the pain you feel is not coming from the event itself, but from your emotional storm around it. When you wake up and declare, "I will not be ruled by my emotions," you are taking back control of your mind before the world even has a chance to provoke you. This doesn't mean suppressing emotions or pretending you don't feel them. It means stepping back, observing them, and then deciding what you will do next with clarity, not chaos. Your anger might be valid, but acting on it without thought can destroy relationships and opportunities. Your fear might be real, but letting it paralyze you stops you from living. Your sadness might be heavy, but drowning in it keeps you from seeing solutions. Stoics didn't reject emotions. They mastered them. They treated emotions as data, not dictators. You can do the same. The next time anger rises, breathe deeply and remind yourself, this is a spark. I don't have to turn it into a wildfire. When fear shows up, say, fear is a warning, not a sentence. I will act with courage anyway. When sadness appears, tell yourself, this pain is part of being human, but it will not control my day. You're not a robot, but you're also not a slave to every emotional impulse. Imagine how powerful you become when you can feel everything, yet still choose your action deliberately. This is emotional sovereignty, the ability to remain steady no matter what storms rage inside you. And it starts every morning with that simple declaration, I will not be ruled by my emotions. Because once you rule your emotions, you rule your life. Number 5, I am the creator of my story. Here's a brutal truth. Most of your pain doesn't actually come from life itself. It comes from the story you tell yourself about life. Something small happens. Someone ignores your message. Someone criticizes you. Something goes wrong. And immediately, your mind writes a dramatic story. They must not care about me. I'm not good enough. Nothing ever works out for me. The event is neutral, but the story is what creates the suffering. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth. Your mind will always try to attach meaning to what happens, but you get to decide if that meaning empowers you or destroys you. Every morning when you wake up, tell yourself, I am the author of my story. Because you are. You're not just a character being pushed around by life. You are the writer, the director, the narrator. The event itself is just data. You choose whether it becomes a tragedy, a comedy, or a victory story. You can fail and tell yourself, this is proof I'm worthless. Or you can fail and say, this is how I learn to win. You can be rejected and tell yourself, no one will ever love me. Or you can say, this was clearing space for someone better. The power is not in what happens, it's in what you decide it means. The Stoics practiced this every day. They separated the raw facts from the emotional interpretation. If it rained, they didn't complain. They said, "It is raining." If someone insulted them, they didn't say, "I'm ruined." They said, "This person used words against me." The more you practice separating facts from the story, the freer you become. You stop drowning in self-created suffering and start living with clarity. So every morning, remind yourself, today I choose the meaning of my experiences. If something painful happens, pause and rewrite the narrative. Ask yourself, what story can I tell about this that makes me stronger? When you do this consistently, you transform from victim to creator. Your life stops feeling random and starts feeling purposeful, because the pen is in your hand, and you are writing a story of resilience, wisdom, and power. Number 6. My environment shapes my mind. Every morning, before you even speak a word, you are stepping into an environment that will either build you or break you. The people you talk to, the content you consume, the space you live in, all of it is programming your mind, whether you realize it or not. If the first thing you do is grab your phone and scroll through gossip, drama, and negativity, you're feeding your mind poison before the day even begins. You cannot expect peace if you keep bathing your brain in chaos. The Stoics knew this. They practiced what we would now call an environmental detox. They were careful about who they allowed to influence their thoughts, where they spent their time, and what they gave their attention to. Epictetus gave a sharp warning. If you wish to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid by others. That means you might have to cut out certain voices, even if they're entertaining, even if they're popular, even if everyone else is listening to them. Your mental diet matters more than your physical one, because what you feed your mind eventually becomes who you are. Each morning, remind yourself, I will feed my mind what strengthens me, not what weakens me. That means choosing books, videos, conversations, and spaces that fuel discipline, courage, and wisdom. It means keeping your room clean because a chaotic space creates a chaotic mind. It means unfollowing accounts that drain your energy and replacing them with ones that teach you, inspire you, and challenge you to grow. Your focus is your most valuable resource, and you must guard it like a soldier guards his weapon. Every notification, every toxic conversation, every piece of junk content is an attack on your mental clarity. You have to defend yourself. You have to choose what enters your mental fortress. Because if you don't, the world will fill it with garbage. And then you will wonder why your thoughts feel heavy and dark. Every day you have a choice to build a temple in your mind or let it become a dumping ground. Choose carefully. Number 7. I honor rest and stillness. You are not weak for needing rest. You are wise for taking it. In a world that glorifies hustle and constant motion, stillness feels like a luxury, but it is actually a necessity. Marcus Aurelius wrote about the importance of retreat, not as a form of running away, but as a way to strengthen the mind and spirit so you can face life with renewed energy. Each morning, tell yourself, I will not confuse exhaustion with failure. Feeling tired does not mean you are broken. It does not mean you have lost your edge. It means your body and mind are asking for recovery so you can return to battle stronger. The Stoics believe that the mind needs moments of quiet to function at its best. Stillness is where clarity is born, where wisdom is heard, where emotional storms settle. Build small moments of stillness into your day. Even a few minutes can reset your entire mental state. Breathe deeply before you start working. Take a walk without your phone. Sit in silence and let your thoughts settle, like dust in a sunlit room. These moments sharpen your mind like a blade being polished. They prevent burnout before it begins. When you ignore your need for rest, your thoughts become heavier, darker, and more negative. Problems that are small begin to look like disasters. But when you honor rest, your perspective shifts. You begin to see solutions, opportunities, and meaning where before you saw only chaos. Each morning, remind yourself that rest is not laziness. It is preparation. Just like a warrior sharpens his sword before the fight, you sharpen your mind through recovery. Sleep well, eat clean, and let your nervous system reset. The world will still be there when you return, but you will meet it with strength, calm, and clarity. Never let guilt keep you from resting. Guilt is a lie that keeps you in a cycle of burnout. Instead, treat rest as part of the discipline of greatness, because a sharp, focused, well-rested mind is far more dangerous than a tired one running on fumes. Number 8. Gratitude is my power. Gratitude is the ultimate Stoic weapon against negativity. Too often, we wake up and focus on what we don't have, what went wrong yesterday, or what could go wrong today. This mindset feeds anxiety, envy, and frustration. But when you start your morning with gratitude, everything shifts. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." Those words aren't just poetry. They are a tool, a mindset, a practice that rewires your brain to notice abundance instead of lack. Each morning, declare what you are grateful for. It can be as simple as clean water, a roof over your head, the people you love, or the air you breathe. List 3 things, even the smallest things, and watch your mind change. Gratitude pulls your attention away from scarcity and obsession, anchoring it in reality, strength, and abundance. It rewires your neural pathways so that your mind no longer automatically jumps to complaint or self-pity. It teaches you to see the gifts in life instead of the injustices. The Stoics believe that perspective is everything. You cannot control the world, but you can control how you interpret it. Gratitude is the lens that transforms obstacles into lessons, discomfort into opportunity, and everyday life into a battlefield where your mind wins before the day begins. Practicing gratitude also strengthens emotional resilience. When challenges arise, you can remind yourself of what you already have. You are not defined by what you lack, but by the recognition of what is already yours. Gratitude does not mean ignoring problems. It means building mental power to face them with clarity and calm. Over time, this daily practice becomes a shield. Envy, fear, resentment, and anger lose their grip because your focus is on strength, abundance, and reality. Your brain starts to scan for blessings, even in hardship. Start today. As you get out of bed, speak these words. Gratitude is my power. I notice what is good. I am rich in what I already have. Let this phrase anchor your mind, stabilize your emotions, and sharpen your focus. Gratitude is not a passive habit. It is an active choice, a daily victory that sets the tone for everything you do. Make it your weapon, your armor, and your secret source of unshakable strength. Number 9. Today is a gift. I will use it well. Every morning you wake up is a gift, a new chance, a clean slate. The Stoics called this idea memento mori. Remember, you will die. It's not meant to frighten you, it's meant to wake you up, to remind you that time is finite and every day you waste is a day you'll never get back. Too often, people drift through their mornings like sleepwalkers, letting distractions, social media, and other people's drama steal their attention. But when you start your day with the awareness that it is a gift, everything changes. Today is not just another day. It is your chance to grow stronger, to act with purpose, to live intentionally. Each morning, tell yourself, today is a gift. I will use it well. Let that statement anchor your actions. Let it guide your choices. Let it remind you that your life is built one day at a time. Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations, "Do every act of your life as though it were the very last act of your life. Every email you send, every conversation you have, every decision you make, do it with presence, focus, and integrity. Because the moments you squander are gone forever. The people you love, the work you want to accomplish, the personal growth you desire, all of it depends on today. Not tomorrow, not next week. Today." When you internalize this, procrastination loses its power, complaints lose their appeal, excuses crumble. You no longer wait for permission from the world to live fully. You claim it for yourself. Your mornings set the tone for your entire day. If you begin with purpose, your actions align with your highest self. If you begin with distraction, your day will scatter and your potential will fade. Take this gift seriously. Plan it. Protect it. Treat every hour as sacred. As Epictetus said, "He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has." Rejoice in the gift of today. Use it wisely. Every step, every choice, every thought is an opportunity to build the life you deserve. Let this morning declaration be your compass. Today is a gift. I will use it well. When you live by this principle, you honor yourself, your potential, and the precious time you've been given. Today is not a rehearsal. Today is real. Today is yours. Live it with courage, clarity, and relentless purpose. These 9 morning declarations are not just phrases. They are weapons for your mind. They are the code that rewires your thinking, strengthens your discipline, and prepares you for the battles of the day before they even begin. Say them every morning. Write them down. Speak them aloud. Live them in action. Watch how your thoughts shift, how your emotions stabilize, and how your confidence grows. Watch how you stop reacting to life and start directing it. The Stoics didn't merely survive hardship, they mastered themselves in the process. They turned their mornings into a fortress of clarity and purpose. And now, it's your turn. This video is not a temporary boost. It's a blueprint, but knowing isn't enough. Action is everything. Pick one of these declarations and commit to it tomorrow morning. Focus on it. Practice it. Let it shape your choices. Then, add another the following day. Build this habit relentlessly until your mornings become unshakable, unstoppable, and entirely your own. Take responsibility for your mental state, your energy, and your focus. This is how ordinary people become extraordinary. Drop a comment below and tell me which declaration struck you hardest. Which one ignited that spark in your mind and body? Like this video if you're ready to reclaim control of your mornings. Share it with someone who needs to take charge of their life. Subscribe because this is just the beginning. You're not here to drift through life on autopilot. You're here to design a mind that cannot be shaken, to cultivate mornings that set the tone for unstoppable days, and to build a life of clarity, power, and relentless purpose. It all begins with tomorrow morning. One declaration, one choice, one habit at a time. Take it seriously, warrior. Own it. Transform your life from the first moment you open your eyes. Your time starts now.